Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am out on the front porch. It is a little breezy, a little overcast, and I thought I would share with you just a little quick update on how the front garden is coming along this late into the season. So it's the first week of August, and some things have bloomed and already gone, some things are blooming now. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show with you where we are so far. Okay, so coming off the front porch, that is where I was just sitting talking with you. And my daughter has now created a little fairy garden here, so we have that as a little update and change. The front garden is really looking okay for what we normally tend to do. So I ended up planting some flowers in these two front garden beds. My husband did help me remove the I think it's called a spirea. There was an old spirea here that was basically dying, one on each side. So there was one here and there was one there, and we dug those out because they were practically dead. They only had three little sprouts coming off of them, and instead I planted, I think I have a piece of bark there. I think this is a coleus and vinca, and I'm happy they're getting ready to bloom again. So those so far have done pretty well. I was hoping they would fill in a little bit more by now, but they're still there and they're still blooming, so they look pretty, which is good. I have not gotten the azalea moved, so maybe this fall I'll get that moved, maybe not. We shall see. That kind of remains to be seen. We haven't done a whole lot except weed eat in these areas, at least getting it kind of trimmed up, although I think my husband may have actually cut the peony bush that was there, but I don't know how well it was doing in the shade, so I'm going to hopefully be able to dig that up this fall and transplant that to a little bit sunnier spot. And then, as you can see, our surprise lilies are blooming, so we have a nice array of those. One thing I would like to do, I think, this fall is, once those have all finished blooming and everything, perhaps dig them up and spread them out into some different areas of the garden. I'd also like to add some hostas here, so I think I'm going to plan on taking the ones from that sunny spot over by the little pond and transplanting them here, because I think those would fill in nicely. And then maybe I can make my surprise lily display a little more symmetrical in the fall like this. Still love how our beautiful maple is doing. She's coming along nicely. Hopefully in the next couple months we'll have the beautiful fall colors on her. And then as you move along to the side, we have our hydrangeas, which are doing pretty well. So this batch here just finished blooming, so those blooms are turning into that kind of rusty auburn color eventually, like that one right there. Oops. And this is my hydrangea that I'm hoping will still bloom yet this year. Last year I know it bloomed after these did, and this is the one that I got one pretty purple bloom on, and I'm hoping I will get more than that this year. I might need to fertilize it again. I think it's been probably 6 weeks since I fertilized, so I will work on getting that done this weekend. And then, as you can see, my limelight hydrangea not only survived, but it has bloomed, and it seems to be doing pretty well. The shape is much better, so this is what I was kind of hoping for, was just more of that rounded globe shape instead of what it was doing. Was it kind of had a flat side over here, and then everything grew over to the south side where the sun is, and I may just need to keep pruning it back every year to keep that shape going. But I'm really happy with how that's coming along. And the boxwoods also came back. I need to probably prune those. I think you prune them again in the fall. I don't know. All these things I should know and I don't, so I'll look into that. But they filled in nicely. The tops even grew in. And now there is still plenty of green in the tops of them, so I just need to shape them up, I think, in the fall. And moving down the line, I have a little bit of blooming happening here. I don't remember the name of those pretty purple flowers. Other years I've had a purple coneflower little cluster that came in there, and I haven't seen it this year, so I'm not sure if it's getting overtaken by the decorative grass, perhaps. So there's that. But also the hosta here, this is one I transplanted last year to that location. That's still doing great. And my fountain is doing pretty well. So what was in the pot didn't make it. I need to get something new for the fall and try again. But the silver foliage, I think that's called dichondra, has done really well. That's the best I've ever had that look, where it actually spills over the side so nicely. And my daughter picked out, oh, I hear someone calling me. She had picked out these lantana, and so the lantana around the base is doing okay. It's not really flourished or filled in as much as I would have hoped, but it's there and it is still blooming, which is nice. And we got the pond still going, kind of cleaned it up the other day. I could probably do some weeding out here as always. There's always weeding to be done, but it is going nicely. So my new tubing system that I installed has worked out well, and that's still going nicely. So that is all looking really nice, and other than restaining the deck, which hopefully will happen this fall, we have our lilies blooming, so that's good. Okay, so that's the update from the front garden for right now, and hope you are doing well. I've got someone up this morning, so we're gonna get started with our day. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you like seeing my attempts at gardening. All right, thanks again, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Want to say goodbye?
Bye-bye.